Hi everybody, it's Imogen and welcome back to Colouring Kid. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really hope you enjoy this video. Today I'm going to be showing you all of my essential colouring supplies. So these are the things that I always have by me on my desk and I will constantly be grabbing and I use quite a lot. I will show you in a minute some things that I have on shelves above me. They're things that I use a bit, but I don't use them nearly as much as these tools, which I use on a regular basis. But I'm going to show you now. So if I just lift the camera. Up here we have things that I use from kind of mainly art. I have some Neocolours here, an empty jar. I have my spare Prismacolor pencils and some other pencils and pens here. I've got some things in here. I've got some sharpenings and all my mini pencils. Sorry, the light's on and it's quite dark. Here I just have tools that I use a lot. So I have some blending solution, I have sticky notes, I have, oh I need to put that back in, my cutting knife for paper cutting, things like that that are just really useful to have. Here I have a spare Tagall sharpener and my mini colouring books, a glue stick, things like that. I've got paintbrushes and things in here which are for painting. Here I've got some pens and my Crayola metallic pens, which I use quite a lot. Here is just, you know, your basic pens, things like that. But this is another pot that I want to show you things in as well. So I'll be showing you those after. As for things here, let me just set this back down. I have a jar which I put pencil shavings in. I just find it's much better and keeping them here until it's absolutely full and then I can put it in the bin. This was actually a, if you've ever had one of those goo cheesecakes, this is actually one of the jars from one of them and I absolutely love them, they're a great size. I keep that on this here, this plate, which I made. It's got lots of different swatches of, paints, and I keep any pencils that I'm using for works in progress. They are the pencils that I'm using for the romantic country picture. So that just sits there. Here, I'm not sure if I've showed you this. This is a star pot that I made very, very recently when me and my grandma went to a craft place. And it's basically decoupage, so I'll show you it properly in a minute. In here I have some things that I use quite regularly. I've just got a couple of sharpeners. This is a Maped one, which is okay. It's not my favourite, but I just have this cute ladybird one here as well, which I like using if I want to get a large point on. It's usually not main pencils. I usually use them for other types of pencils that I don't use my Tagall for. This is a Swordfish sharpener that I still use quite a lot, and I had that before I got my Tagall. Here I've got some earring tape. I actually don't use it as earring tape. I use it for if a page is coming loose in one of my books, I just tape it down because it's kind of like masking tape, but it's clear. It's not clear, but it's a nice you know, just white, and it doesn't look odd. I have a kneadable eraser, which is pretty much dead now. It's almost just like blue tack, but I still use it quite a lot. I've just got a Derwent rubber there and Faber-Castell sharpener. So this is what it looks like. So I've just got little bits of paper there, and on the back I've got some gold. But yeah, it's really lovely. And these things were kind of just lying about on the tray thing that I just showed you there, the one that I painted, and I thought it would be nice to have this for other bits and bobs. Let me just move that back, and I'll show you this pot before my main thing. In here I have things that I reach for quite a lot, but they're not essential tools. They're still tools that I use mainly for embellishing pictures, sorry. I have some things in here that shouldn't really be in here, but they're just very useful to me, so I usually keep them in. Pencils, biros, a ruler here, highlighter that doesn't really work. So let me just take those out. So things like this I kind of use variety. I've just got some black gel pens. This is a pen I got quite recently. It's a Tombow calligraphy pen. It's lovely. Oh my god, I was trying to see through the camera then. And then in terms of gel pens and things that I still use quite a lot, I have some thick Sharpie markers. I have my Crayola Silver, which I use a lot. It's the colour that I use most regularly. I have a blending stump here, a water brush, a white Posca, a jelly roll, almost run out white Signo. And then, oh, excuse me, I've got the gold Crayola there. Then I have the coloured Stardust gel pens that I use a lot, actually. I've got the pink, the blue, the navy and the orange in there. I just keep them separate from this because they're coloured ones. I have a light grey glaze, which is lovely. And, oh dear, I've dropped it. And a blue. And then I've got a couple of silver gel pens, a gold one that doesn't work anymore. But I've got the jelly roll one, which I love a lot more. So I'm just going to put these things back in here. Sorry, I'm just standing up over the camera so I can put these back fairly quickly. There we go. And now onto the main thing. I think I've shown this before, probably many times actually. This is something that I got from TK Maxx. I think it was about £6. I'm going to see if I can... Oh gosh, this isn't going to be very good, is it? Right, this is Mini Moderns, that's the make. But as you may know, TJ Maxx or TK Maxx are typically have things that are no longer sold that much in shops. So whatever you find there is basically just there for that one time. So it was actually amazing that I found this. I'd seen it before and I didn't get it. And then we went back probably about a month or a bit later, and they still had it, which is amazing. But I am going to show you everything that I have in here that I use on a regular basis. So starting off with these bits here. There are individual circles which you can slot pencils into. I have my two extenders here. This one is for thin pencils like Prismacolors, and this is for pencils slightly thicker like Polychromos or a Derwent pencil. These are the Derwent brand. I want to get a couple more of these at some point. I don't know when, but I would like to get a couple more just because I have quite a few whips always going at once, and it's really annoying having to keep changing my pencils and keeping track of where they all are. So I'm hoping that I can get a few of those. I then have a white Signo and a silver Signo. And then I have a Derwent blender here, a Prismacolor blender, and a Lyra Splendor blender. And here, one of the things that I use so much is the Faber-Castell rubber pencil. I'll show you this section in a minute, but over here we have my Tagall sharpener and my Derwent battery eraser, which fit really, really snugly in here. And then on this side I have some blending stumps, also called oh, it's gonna annoy me if I can't remember. Hang on a minute. It's gonna really annoy me if I can't remember. Tortillions, that's it. Tortillions. So we have some bigger ones there, and then these smaller ones which have I think they're all medium. Then I have some full stick Caran d'Ache blenders and some cotton buds, because they're also good for blending. So they just fit really well into here. And then this main section is other things that I use quite a lot, but they don't have a separate section, so it just fits really, really nicely into here. So start off with a glitter brush pen. It's a Spectrum Noir one. And we have my other Perfection eraser, which is a slightly different eraser. It's not pink, it's white, and it's got a different texture to it. It's also got the brush on the end, which is great. I have an Artist Loft blender, which I think is pretty much just as good as the Prismacolor. It's amazing. And I have a Buff Titanium Luminance. It's the only Luminance pencil I have, and I find it's great for blending things together. I also have a oh my gosh, I can't speak today. A Mono Eraser. If you don't know what these are, they're basically like clicky pencils. You click it and the rubber comes out. It's a very firm, hard rubber, and I find it's great for going into small areas. I have these, which are thinner, well, I think they're thinner, I don't know if they are, thinner Uniball Signo silver and white gel pens. Personally, I think with the white, it doesn't come up quite as opaque, but I don't know if these are actually thinner. I'm going to have to see. But they're still really, really great, and I have them as backups, and I use them separately with, you know, when I'm not using the other ones. I have a hybrid dual metallic gel pen. This is a silver glittery one. So even though they're metallic, they're glittery. So this is a glitter silver. And finally, I have a Jelly Roll Glaze pen and a Jelly Roll Clear Glitter Stardust pen. So that's everything that I have in this section. So I'm just going to pop these all back. Now, the only other things I have are in another pencil case, but they're not essentials, and you've probably seen most of them before. But this is basically everything that I have in my essentials that are at hand for me to use whenever I want. I'm just going to put these back, and then I'll show you them on my desk. So if I just tilt you this way, as you can see, I have my desk here. And then I have my cupboard with everything in there. And then I keep everything right here. So, oh sorry, there we go. So I have the clock that I made. And then I just keep everything there. So it's really, really nicely stored. And my desk is primarily free of space, which is lovely. But yeah, that is basically everything that I use on a regular basis. My essential tools for colouring. If I could give you a recommendation for one blender, I would go for the Prismacolor blender. One eraser, I would go for the Derwent battery eraser, probably. And in terms of highlights and things like that, I really like a good white gel pen. I love my Spectrum Noir glitter brush pen, and I love my clear glitter Stardust Jelly Roll. So I really hope you've enjoyed this video. It's something that is kind of going along with my kind of beginners colouring video, I guess. Videos, sorry. Because I've already put up the beginners colouring kit for £25, and this one kind of goes along with it in terms of my essential tools that I have. And I've got more coming, so I really hope you've enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye everyone!